Hey, welcome to the Original Brew Collective podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in with us, each week we post these episodes weekly, and each week we review a different beer from a different brewery and then discuss a variety of topics. So we're really excited about what we're tasting today. So What are we having today?
Yeah, we're really excited. So today we're doing our first ever Other Half. So the first ever, when I say that, it's just the first ever we've had on the podcast. I've had Other Half before. In fact,
I've never had Other Half.
And Ben has never had Other Half before. No. I was fortunate enough to go to the East Coast, where they're located. I went to Brooklyn, New York, and picked this can up myself. And I was in the midst of a vacation and stuff, so I actually packaged it and shipped it to myself. But yeah, we're really excited about this one.
You packaged it and shipped it to yourself?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, okay, so we'll get into this later. If you've never joined us before, what we do is we review one beer from a different brewery each week. Sometimes the breweries will overlap, but it's always a new beer for us to review because we like to make it like a new beer that we've never even tried before, so you can have just like a real honest review. Brewery Talk this week, we actually just both got back from some pretty cool vacations. And so we're going to kind of just talk about that a little bit, vacationing in general, and some fun little stories we might have. But yeah, so I was in the middle of a vacation, and I was traveling to a few different places. And so we found ourselves in New York. Had to go to Other Half. I've had I think I had maybe 2 of their beers beforehand, and I just knew how incredible they were. Had to go there. Bought what they had, and I shipped it back to myself because I would have had to check my luggage for each flight, which would have been too expensive with the airlines we were booked with. And so yeah, the cost-effective method was to just ship it to myself.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, actually. I feel like I have had Other Half with you before.
It's possible. So I've had, like I said, I've gotten 2 different beers from them before through beer trades. And I had never, the first time I'd ever heard of them was early on in my beer trading experience.
Haven't we posted about one on our Instagram? It was like a really simple can. I don't know if maybe that was before we were posting, but I can't remember. But I know I have had Other Half. I know I have. I just can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, a lot of their cans, I will say a lot of the cans, and actually maybe both the cans I've had, I don't think they all have clouds on them. Maybe they do, but they were
the
clouds.
one that I'm thinking of, it was all it was really white. It was pretty much all white.
I had one of the cans, and sorry in advance, I don't remember which one it was. It was early on in my trading experiences and stuff, and so I received this and I was like, okay, cool can. It was white with blue clouds on it and stuff.
Yeah. And
maybe they've made similar labels in the past as that, so maybe that's kind of a vague description, but that was one of the first Other Halves I had, and I was like, who is this? This is super good.
Yeah.
I just got lucky.
No,
I've got a really good trade.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I for sure have had Other Half before.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try this one.
Yeah, and so this is triple Citra Daydream. So really excited about this one. This one's very highly rated. Typically, we won't look at the ratings. They just had a few different options when I was at the brewery. So I happened to look up the ratings.
Wait, have you looked at the ratings?
Yeah, and I don't want to say.
Don't say it. Let me guess
it. I'm gonna have to maybe look it up. You're gonna keep me your phone so I can. Because I don't have my phone. I don't have my phone on me. I think I know what it is, but I might be mistaken. I might be thinking it's a couple points too high, or something. But it's highly rated. As a brewery, they're highly rated, and for good reason. If you've never had them, you should try them because everything, when I was there, everything I had from them was spectacular. They were founded in 2014. They were founded by 3 guys, Sam, Matt, and Andrew. Like I said, Brooklyn, New York. They also, I believe, have a location in Rochester, New York. I went to Brooklyn. Really cool little spot. As you can see, I'm wearing my Other Half.
Repping it, man.
I'm repping my Other Half shirt that I got there. OH on the back, it says Other Half. But yeah, we're really excited about this one. Really excited to kind of talk about our experiences on our vacation. Ben went overseas.
Yep.
I went over AC.
You did.
But I stayed within the U.S.
Yeah.
You'll hear more about that later. You also hear why I'm wearing this hand brace. So if you're watching with us on YouTube, you can see that I'm wearing this weird, awkward thing on my hand, and that will be one of my stories. So, but yeah, so we're about to drink a triple IPA from Other Half Brewing, Brooklyn, New York. Triple Citra Daydream. So let's crack it open.
Let's do it, man.
Let's see if I can do this with one hand.
I believe in you.
Challenge. This is fun fact. I'm with sports. I'm left-handed. With writing, and oh my gosh, you can smell this. I don't know if you can. I'll squeeze the can a little.
Oh yeah.
With
my
writing and other things, I use my right hand, so this is kind of a challenge for me right now.
So this it looks like,
talk about the can, Ben.
Yeah, the can art on it. It's
I'll pour
it's like pink, purple, blue,
a little fluorescent.
Yeah, fluorescent, and then there's there's clouds, but it's not realistic looking clouds. It looks like graphic clouds that you would make in Photoshop or something, but they're all in a line, and the clouds are all multicolored with a pink, blue, and purple color scheme.
Yeah, it almost has like a reflective glitteriness to it.
I actually really like the can art on it. It's very like aesthetic, and yeah, it's nice.
Man, this smells, as soon as I cracked it, you could smell it. It smells really good. Ben, you want to touch on the color on this?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Oh, and by the way, my apologies, actually. I said this was an IPA, and it is. And I said it was a triple IPA. It's Triple Citra Daydream is the name from Other Half. It's an Imperial Oat Cream IPA.
I can say I've never had an oat cream
IPA.
I don't think.
The only other time I have was actually at Other Half. They had another version of this. So this is a series. The Daydream is a series, and so they focus on using different hops. And so I did not try this one while I was there. I knew I was getting the cans of it, so I didn't want to try it. I wanted this to be the first time. So I tried another one that they had within the series, which was it was a solid beer. But this one smells very good. What do you think on the color?
The color is, it's super hazy. There's no visibility.
Very opaque.
Yeah, very opaque.
A beautiful yellow.
Yeah, I would say like a straw yellow.
Yeah, absolutely.
On it, just kind of like and then I was swirling my glass just to see, and it's coating it really nice. We were both drinking this out of Teku's, but yeah, there's nice lacing on it, and it looks really good.
This is an absolutely gorgeous IPA.
Yeah. Would you agree, like straw yellow?
Absolutely. Yeah. Straw yellow, really opaque, no transparency. This is a really, really gorgeous looking beer. See what we get on the nose.
Oh my goodness. What the? Wow.
Tell us, Ben, tell us more.
I was like, oh my gosh.
I can tell
it's bright. It is there's so much aroma to this. Oh my goodness gracious. This might be one of the best smelling beers.
What are you getting? I have my mind kind of set, but I want to hear what you're thinking.
I'm getting kind of like citrusy on it.
Yeah.
Juicy. It's very juicy.
It's everything you kind of hope for from an IPA. I'm just going to say it. That's what I'm kind of... It's like you crack open a really good, juicy, hazy, like New England style IPA and think of like a good smelling one, but this is taking it to the next level. I feel like it's so everything you want from a New England or just from the style of IPA is what I'm getting on the nose.
Yeah.
Just the juicy citra, maybe a little bit of sweet fruit.
I was kind of thinking like melon almost, like a sweet,
like a ripe melon.
Yeah, like a sweet melon.
I feel like this covers all the bases. Like this is really good.
Yeah, really good.
It's really good.
The color's beautiful. The aroma's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When I was visiting Other Half, I had high expectations for them, and when I tried the beers that I tried, because we tried a few, I was there with my wife, and we each got different ones, and so I tried probably close to 6 beers on their menu. Was not disappointed. This was one of the, as far as the quality of beer, this is one of the best breweries I think I've ever been to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I've been to some, I like to think, I've been to some pretty good breweries.
Yeah.
So this is up there.
It's cool that you've been over there, though, to East Coast ones now.
Yeah. It was a really cool experience. And I was able to go to a couple. Actually brought home, this is not the only beer that I brought home from the East Coast. So I think I have one other that we'll be reviewing in the future. But this was absolutely one of my favorite breweries that I've been to. As far as just the quality of the beer on the menu.
That's awesome.
You want to try it?
Yeah, I really do.
All right.
Wow.
This is okay, so I kind of was talking about, this kind of covered all the bases, what you kind of hope for from a New England hazy IPA. And for me, out of all the flavors that we were getting on the nose, the Citra, the ripe fruit and everything. I'm getting a lot of like the ripe melon. On the palate.
Yeah.
This is really good in the mouthfeel. What do you think?
So it's because I just looked at the can. This is 10.5. This is a 10.5.
Actually, my apologies. I think every time when we start these, we usually say what the stats are.
So it's 10.5%.
Yeah.
Triple IPA. But
you'd have no idea.
I would have no idea that this was a triple. I don't get any bitterness on it. I'm not. And it is so juicy.
Heavy mouthfeel. Really just coats the tongue, the whole entire mouth. And like washes over it, and you would have no idea this is a triple. The percentage, 10.5.
That's pretty high.
It's pretty high.
That's really high.
It's masked completely, like not as well.
High,
like,
man.
Perfectly masked.
Yeah, I would not have been able to tell. This is just a triple.
Delicious. So much like incredible flavor going on.
There is like that creamy. There's a creaminess.
It's creamy.
To it.
It's a very heavy mouthfeel.
Yeah.
This is an incredible beer.
But creaminess in like the best way possible.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know enough about what oat, the imperial oat cream. I'm to be honest with you. This might sound dumb. I'm not super familiar.
When I saw that, I thought
IPAs.
Possibly like oat milk, maybe, or.
I don't know.
That seems like I don't think it would be oat milk because I think they would say oat milk.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'd like to think that maybe that's like giving it some of the like the creaminess and richness that this has.
I mean, it has to come from oats, right? The cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's the cream. I mean, it might have to do with like the grain or something that was used for this beer. Yeah. But the mouthfeel on this is incredible. The nose, like we said, was perfect, and the flavor is amazing on this. A lot of ripe melon.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely the melon. Gosh, it's so good. I mean.
And for citrus, I'm getting a little bit of citrus too, but I wouldn't say so much like, you think when you...
To me, the flavor is
orange. I think it's more... I mean, it's more melon or something to me, but I do get a little bit of citrus.
Yeah. Yeah, the flavor is, to me, is mostly melon. But, I mean, just even, like, looking at it, the glass, like, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see, like, it's just leaving that... Like, yours, especially... Like,
mine is a heavy layer. If you're watching right now, if you're not watching, go check it out because this is pretty impressive. Let's see. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but that's just where the beer started, and it's just coating the glass. It's not leaving. Like you can see perfectly where my glass started. The lacing is leaving. This is just.
I really need to go to this brewery.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, everything we had from them was incredible. The staff were awesome. The seating when we went in there was really cool. It was like smaller. The environment in general was really cool. Like we were sitting at like these long bench picnic style tables. They're really long tables, and so we were drinking and trying beers with other people. In fact, right when we walked in and walked up to the bar, some random customer introduced herself to us, and we started talking to her.
That's fun.
Made a friend there. Because she overheard what we were ordering, and she was like, that was so good. And then we went and sat down. We met this other couple that was from Colorado. And so we're talking to them about beer.
I think there's something about, like, because if you, like, go and experience something, right, and then you, like, here's, like, for the lady that came up to you that heard what you ordered, and then, so if you're, like, going out of your way to, like, tell someone that something is so good, like, that's a sign that it's really good because you're, like, pumped about what you just had. And
that was a stout, actually.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was absolutely incredible.
Really?
It was a really good stout. Like, well done. Very well done stout.
Do you remember what it was called? Was it, like, a pastry stout?
When we were there... I'd have to ask Raina. When we were there, they did actually have a collaboration with Moxa that they were selling.
What?
Yeah.
Gosh, Moxa gets
it
around, man.
It wasn't on tap, unfortunately. They had bottles, but we were limited to. We were trying to restrict ourselves to like, okay, let's not go overboard and get too much.
Yeah.
We were visiting other breweries while we were there.
Yeah.
So I didn't get my hands on that one, unfortunately. But we're down the street from Moxa for us, where we live. But yeah, so we got to try a bunch of different ones. The stout that I tried there was incredible. Actually, it was a candy bar themed stout.
Ooh.
And it was. I've had, from a local brewery, I've had a candy bar themed stout, and it was a little too much for me. They went a little overboard, in my opinion. I'm not going to say who it was, because I do really like that brewery.
I know.
But it was just that particular stout, unfortunately. And you know what?
They can't all be incredible.
No, they can't. And that particular, the stout that I'm talking about from this brewery locally, I think that if I would have aged that, it would have been a lot better. It really would have. But this stout that I had, Nothing But Bars actually might have been what it was called, I think. Sorry if I'm wrong. From Other Half, I was blown away. Like, it tasted like a candy bar. It was so good. But yeah, so she heard us that we were ordering that, and so we talked to her. She was kind of local, and then we met the couple from Colorado, and they had never heard of beer trading, and so we're talking about that, and like how, like, you know.
Did you tell them about Original Brew Collective?
I didn't. Sorry, I didn't self-promote.
That's okay.
You know, I was just
I wanted to be there.
Yeah, I didn't want to, like, you know, I don't know. I didn't want to, like,
hey,
follow us.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to be obnoxious or anything like that. Either, yeah. They were a really cool couple, though. So yeah, it was fun just meeting people. It was a really cool and laid-back environment.
That's cool.
Like a lot of breweries are. But yeah, it was a really cool one. Like I said, one of my favorite breweries I've ever been to. It's just because the cool environment, but the quality of the beer across the board from everything we tried was amazing. And like, you know, now this is kind of mind-blowing. Yeah.
And like, I just took a sip of it, and it really it leaves like a sweet aftertaste. You know, but it's not, and I say sweet, but it's not like this over sweet aftertaste. It's like the perfect amount. It's like a good sweet, you know? Because I think like some people don't like super sugary stuff, and it's not like a sugar sweet. I don't know. It's just really,
this is really
creamy.
Good.
It's like a creamy sweet.
Yeah. This is one of the better IPAs I've had in a long time.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So we were saying earlier, we just got back from vacation. This actually going to Other Half is part of my vacation, going to the East Coast for the first time. And so Ben and I kind of thought, like, why not just kind of talk about some stories that we have from our trips. Ben, where did you go to?
So I just kind of got back a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you were gone for 3 weeks.
I was gone for 3 weeks, and it was really long, but it was really fun, and we were both gone at the same time. But I went to Paris. I flew into Paris, and then we went to England, and kind of went all around England, and then ended up in Ireland and went all around Ireland.
Such a cool trip.
It was really cool. I never thought that I'd be to Paris, so I'll start off. I'll do a story, and then you can tell one.
Okay.
So, and it's not like this is this long story, but if you've ever been to Paris, I didn't know that it was so, like, busy there. Like, it was. Yeah. I was kind of expecting. I don't know. When I think of Europe, I kind of think of people who are, like, laid back, and I don't know why I had that expectation. But when we got to Paris, it was just like madness. And so, like, we would take their, like, underground train is. They call it the metro, and so we were taking the metro to get to our. We were staying at an Airbnb, so to get to our destination, we were taking the metro from the airport, and we get on the metro, and apparently, like, pickpocketing is really big in Paris, and they even have, like, they have, like, people talking over the speakers while you're in the metro, like, beware of pickpocketers, and then all this stuff. But so we get on the metro, and it's just like we're like sardines in there. It's just like
packed.
It was that packed. Yeah. It was like we were all, and it was really hot. There's like no air conditioning in there.
Oh, gosh.
And one of the metro, so we got on the metro we missed one of them because they're so packed we couldn't get on there, because we have our daughter, so we had a stroller and we have our suitcases, and we weren't able to get on there, so we had to wait like 40 minutes, and then we get on it to take it to the main station, and then when we get to the main station, there's like 13 lines, I think, metro lines, and we had to get on the 11th one, but the 11th one at the main station was shut down.
And, of course it was.
Yeah, and so we had to go to, I forget what number it was, but we had to go to a different number line to take it, and then that ended up being 11 when you took it to a certain place. Yeah. And so we were like, all right, we'll just do it. And so we got to it finally, we get on, and it's just packed. It's just packed. And then while we're taking it, this mom gets on with her two little kids that are probably like 6 and 8 years old, I would guess, just around that age. And they get off at somewhere before us, and it's packed, so they have to like push through everyone. Yeah. And so they're like pushing through, and they start pushing away my bags. I was holding 2 suitcases. My wife was holding a stroller with our baby in it, and then my sister was there with us, and she was holding her suitcase.
At least they pushed away your suitcase and not your baby.
Yeah, definitely. But they're pushing away my suitcases, and like it's just so packed that they were pushing it with such force that like it made me let go, and like I would have had to like push people down in order to like get my suitcases. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. I'm not about to like tackle little kids because I didn't think that they were like meaning to do it.
Yeah, I'm sure
and
they
then,
weren't.
And then my wife Jessica, she was like, What's happening? Like, what just happened? And then they get off, the door closes, and luckily 2, like, French women, 2 ladies, they, like, grabbed both of our bags and they gave them back to us. Jeez. And they said something to me in French that I didn't understand, but so I was like, oh my gosh.
Hey, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Here are your bags.
I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But that would have been bad. But then we got to our apartment, and it was pretty awesome, but we almost got our stuff stolen. I don't know if they were trying to steal it.
Yeah, I would have guessed they weren't, right? Because they got off.
I don't think so. They were just pushing through.
Did it seem, actually, so did it, when you were telling the story, I was kind of thinking like, oh, these innocent children, 2 children with their parent. But so you're saying it's possible that they were like trying to be like, almost like the pickpocketers trying to grab the luggage and walk off.
I think it was possible.
Interesting. Did you see their parent with them? Or was it was just 2 kids?
The mom was with them.
Okay.
I was assuming that it was the mom. But...
Okay, that's interesting. So, yeah, and...
It wouldn't have surprised me if they were, like, trying to.
When my wife and I, we were in Italy, we were warned by, like... Because we went on a tour to a different part of Italy, to Cinque Terre, and they warned us, the pickpocketers, they're going to be young girls. Like, because you don't suspect them.
Where did you say?
We were just... At that point, we were in... Where did we go in Italy? Might have been Venice. We were staying in Venice, I think, at that point in time. Yeah, I think we're in Venice at that point.
Well, it's kind of like the people you don't expect.
Yeah, and we were at the train station. It was just at the train station. We're going on to a tour to Cinque Terre. I hope I'm saying that right. Cinque Terre or Cinque Terre. But the tour guide warned us that, it's going to be usually young girls, statistically. We're going to be the ones who are going to pickpocket you.
Yeah.
Because you don't suspect them, and they just
I don't know if
for them.
I didn't, like, when the kids came on, I didn't, like, try to see if they were... boys or girls, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They could have been. So, I don't know. I wouldn't have been surprised. It seemed like they were trying to take our bags.
It did seem like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Damn French.
It was crazy.
No hate for the French.
No. It was crazy, though. But, so that was kind of just, like, that was, like, the start of our trip, was, like, trying to figure out how the heck we were going to get to our apartment.
Yeah.
But we were, we were kind of fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, we were just kind of, it is what it is, Yeah. Gotta get there, but with the baby, we really wanted to get there.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't have a whole lot of cool stories for my trip. We started in Philly, which is really cool. Just kind of sneak peek, I went to Philly for a work thing, and so day 1, I get there, I land, I go to my hotel, drop off my bags, and I take a cab ride to Tired Hands. Because I really wanted to go to Tire Hands, and it was only like 20 minutes from where I was staying in downtown Philly. So we will be reviewing a bottle of Tired Hands, which I'm stoked about. Really cool brewing company.
I like that we're getting like more East Coast stuff too. Like just really covering the...
Yeah, so we're going to be... I don't want to get too much into that, but we'll review that.
We've done
that bottle.
West Coast in California. Yeah. Where's Back Channel again?
Back Channel's Minnesota.
Yeah, we've done Minnesota.
Yeah.
We're doing East Coast.
And we're doing right outside of Philly. We're doing Brooklyn right now.
If Florida has anything. I hate Florida.
Yeah, I don't... Off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone.
Just a bunch of loggers.
Nothing against Florida. So if anyone listening in Florida, they're going to be pissed now. That a-hole.
I like loggers.
Yeah,
that's
so
okay.
I do.
That's okay.
But you make it sound bad. We do appreciate a good lager.
Yeah. Hot summer day.
Yeah, on a hot summer day. But yeah, so I don't want to get too into that. But yeah, so started in Philly, went to New York, had to go to Brooklyn to go to Other Half. Did all like the regular, standard sightseeing. We did, my wife and I, we did Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. We did the 9/11 Memorial, which is absolutely incredible. Cool. We did all 3 in one day though.
Dang. And
then finished the museum style like touring.
Where did you guys stay? Did you stay in a hotel?
Yeah. We stayed at a pretty nice hotel. I actually have some people I know that live on the East Coast, in New York area, and I was like, oh, hey, we're looking at planning this trip. We might stay near Times Square or this area. And they were like, dude, do not do that. That is bad. Like, don't do it just because it's so crowded. It's like tourism everywhere. And we were very glad we didn't. Because we did cut through Times Square.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it was pure chaos. It was really cool.
Can you imagine being there during New Year's where people like
would not want to do that ever in my
stuff?
life. Would not want to do that. And if you have, good for you, but I wouldn't want to do that. Just because we cut through because we went to a Broadway show, which blew my mind.
What'd you see?
We saw Lion King. I had it was incredible. My first Broadway experience, and it was Lion King and first intro song.
Did you know any of the actors in it? Like any?
No, but I was reading the thing about like their bios and everything and where they're from, and some of them I recognized. Like, okay, like that show or something. Like that. I heard about that. They're like a small part in that. But yeah, I got chills during that show. Like intro song, I was like, it was way more
like the Oslavania one.
Yeah, that was it. She started with that, and honestly, the woman who played Rafiki like blew me away. It was more epic than I expected. It could potentially be.
Or did you not get tears in your eyes ever during it?
Oh gosh, there was this one song.
I will say I know the answer to this, so you better be truthful.
There's this one song.
People know this song of Lion King.
No, there's this one song that actually it's not Lion King. No, so it's new. I don't know if it's called like. I don't know what it's called. It's like He Lives in You, He Lives in Me. It's like one of like the main lines. It's about Mufasa and it's about like the other previous Lion Kings who have died. And they're in the stars because that's like in the movie. It's like, you know, all the stars are like the old kings. Well, if you've seen Lion King from the 90s, and they Broadway has a song. It's like a new song, and I thought it was comparable to all of the original songs. In fact, I thought it was better than some of them. Mm-hmm. And so, like watching this, I was like, damn, this song is epic. So,
did you or did you not get tears in your eyes?
So Broadway was great, but. Anyways, I'm getting on too far on a tangent. Not a whole lot of cool stories. One thing, I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest, what's that really? Interesting show. They just remade it. Oh my gosh, my mother-in-law really likes this show. I saw an actor, just one actor, on my way actually to Other Half.
They just remade the show?
Yeah, they did one new season. David Lynch, that's the guy who makes it, his name. Oh my gosh.
Do you know who the actor was?
No. Oh, if you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother, which I know you've watched, he's the captain.
Oh.
You know that guy?
I do, but I don't know.
Yeah, it was him. Okay. I saw that guy. Yeah.
So, you saw the captain?
I saw the captain.
That's
Too bad
awesome.
he wasn't wearing a captain hat.
That's so awesome.
Would have been a lot cooler.
Did you take a picture with him?
No. So I probably wouldn't even have recognized him, but we were coming out of the subway.
Captain, my captain.
I should have. We were coming out of the subway. We just got into Brooklyn, and this young lady was shaking his hand, and I could overhear her saying like, yeah, I'm excited to work with you or something. So she was apparently an actress. We never saw her face, so I was kind of disappointed about that. And then she like walked the opposite direction. I only saw the back of her head, but I saw him, and I was like, gosh, I know that guy. Like, what is he from? And we figured it out, and I was like, oh, he's the captain.
Of course you did that.
He's the Okay, yeah, but Ben always says that I look at people and be like, gosh, he looks familiar. Like, I know them. They look like this person, or I know them from something. And the one time that Ben is really thinking about, we were at a brewery.
Yeah, Fieldworks.
No, Fieldworks.
No.
We were in San Francisco.
Oh, we were in Berkeley.
Oh, you're right. We were in Berkeley. Good memory.
That wasn't...
We're at a brewery in Berkeley, and I saw someone, and I was like, where do I know that
Where's
guy from?
Fieldworks? Is that Sac? Are you sure?
There's a location in Sacramento.
Yeah.
They're also in the Bay Area.
Oh.
It wasn't Fieldworks.
Okay.
You know what? Maybe it was Fieldworks.
I think it was Fieldworks.
I think you're right. I think it was Fieldworks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben. Ben's always right.
That's not true. It might not have been, but I'm pretty sure it was.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
Honestly. We were at a brewery in Berkeley, and I see this guy, and I'm like, Ben, like, I know that guy. Like, do you recognize him? Because Ben knows a lot of the people that I know. And he's like, dude, you're crazy. Like, no, you always say that.
You do.
I do always say that.
Yeah, you do. It's not a bad thing.
No, but, okay. Anyways, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know what? No, it's not like I know him from, like, somewhere I used to work or anything. I know him from TV. Like, I've seen him on something. And he was one of the bullies on 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
He was.
He was. We looked it up, and
Ben told me,
Instagram
you always say that. And I was like, no, dude, I know this guy.
Sometimes, most of the time, Robert's right.
Some of the time.
You're good at comparing, like, what people who they look like.
Yeah, I'm good at judging people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this was one of the bullies on 13 Reasons Why.
And you know what? He likes craft beer. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And he totally knew that we recognized him.
Yeah, it was
kind of awkward a little bit. But yeah, so I saw the captain, and then the David Lynch show that used to be really famous, really weird show. He used to be the main actor in that, and they just did one season remake. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name of it. My mother-in-law loves this show. Anyways, saw that, but other than that, I don't want to take up too much time. The only crazy story I have is from New York. We took a flight to Kauai, and we invited my brother and his wife. It was a really cool trip. It was a little rainy. If you've ever been to Kauai, we were staying on the north part of the island, near like Princeville, in Honolulu Bay, and so it's like a little rainier up there. Actually, there's one point on that island which is the rainiest place on Earth. Mm. But we were there,
that's crazy.
Vacationing, beautiful, beautiful island. One of my favorite places to vacation, honestly. It's where I honeymooned. But our second to last day, we had the most beautiful weather possible. We kayaked to this one point where we were able to take a hike to a waterfall, and then like we watched the sunset on the beach. My brother, like in our room, we had a really big place we were staying, and we had a full kitchen, and my brother made one of the best pina coladas I've ever had in my life. And so we're drinking those, we're watching sunset, and then we decided we're gonna grill up some hot dogs. So we had access to barbecues. And so we barbecue, and then we decide let's go back and eat these at our room. And so I'm the one responsible for carrying all these hot dogs on a plate, and then I was actually carrying a wine glass in my hand with beer in it, because proper glassware.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't have any good glassware. It was actually all dirty.
I did not know that.
And so
I thought you were carrying wine.
Nah, that's what a lot of people assume who I've told the story to. So
well, you said I was carrying a wine
glass.
All
the other glass we had were like coffee mugs and stuff, and I was like, I'm just gonna do a wine glass.
Yeah.
Like I had like a local IPA that I wanted to drink out of a wine glass.
I did that in England. I took a wine glass.
And so proper glassware, and I'm going up the stairs. We're on the second floor, and we're walking upstairs, and my flip-flop catches on one of the steps, and so my first thought is save the food. To start falling, and I want to make sure the food doesn't hit the floor. And so with the glass, this is gonna be hard to do. I'm holding my wine glass, and I go to grab the railing to save myself, and the wine glass breaks at the top, towards the top of the stem. The stem goes into my hand, towards the base of my thumb, between my thumb and my pointer finger, and goes in deep. And so I feel that happen, and I get up, and I'm like, oh, that was bad. And I look at it, and it was at that point where it was like a severe injury, but before, like, and sorry if you don't like listening to this stuff, because you're about to hear it, before the blood had started actually pooling up. And so I see into my hand. And I don't know, I can't recall what my first words were. I think they were like, emergency room, or I need to go to the emergency room. But I was like in a shock looking at that.
That's crazy.
Because like I don't remember the pain even being that bad. I just remember like feeling it and being like, that seems kind of serious, and looking at it and being like, yeah, that's real bad. And so my wife and my sister-in-law were already in our room, which was not far in front of me. My brother was somewhere behind me coming up the stairs, and no one was coming. My brother was like, oh, like, you're fine or something. And so I'm like, no, this is serious. And so I go into our room, and it just starts bleeding everywhere, like on the floor in our hotel room. Luckily, it was tile. So my brother sees all of that mess that I'm creating, and he's like, oh, crap, and he grabs me, pulls me out, and he tells his wife, he's like, get paper towels, like, now. And so they, like, get a ton of them, and my brother wraps my hand up, and he's, like, holding pressure on it. And so we're standing outside, and it's just bleeding everywhere. And I was like, yeah, I don't feel well. Like, I think I could potentially pass out. And just because I saw into my hand, and I'm seeing all of this blood go everywhere. And I actually had probably had like I had a couple drinks over the course of several hours. But I had a couple drinks, and so that was probably why it was bleeding as much as it was, because it was a lot of blood. And so I'm like, I need to sit down. So I sit down. I'm leaning against a wall, and then it's almost embarrassing saying this. I was like, yeah. Here I go. I'm gonna pass out now. And I just remember like I've never passed out in my life. Like I've had bad cuts where they bled a lot. I've never passed out. I'm just like, yeah, that sucks. I probably need stitches. But I just leaned back and I was like, here I go. And I just felt like my face draining, and I passed out, I guess for like 10 seconds. Remember they said my eyes rolled back. I like shook a little bit, and then I came to, and the fire department came, And they like,
oh my gosh.
they like looked at it and they're like, okay, like that's not good. And they wrapped it and they're like, yeah, you definitely need stitches. And long story short,
did you have to take an ambulance?
No, luckily I didn't. I thought I was going to. I didn't. The fire department like wrapped it up well enough, and they're like, "Yeah, it's stopped bleeding for now. You need to go here, get stitched up."
That's actually really cool that they.
Yeah, they were super cool dudes.
Actually, they like did that. The ambulances are so expensive.
Well, we have really good insurance, so I was like, that's my first thought was like, crap, I'm not paying for that. Like, just someone drive me.
Yeah.
But we'd all had a few drinks already, and so we just were trying to be responsible. And like, my wife was like really concerned, and she wanted to drive, and we're like, no, like you're not driving. No one's driving, and but like Uber there is not like super easily accessible, and so we waited. It took us probably like 30 to 40 minutes to even get to the urgent care for me to get stitches. So I'm just kind of just chilling with my hand wrapped up. But yeah, I got stitches. They glued my finger back together. Potentially could lose a chunk of that. We'll see. I have no feeling in my thumb anymore right here. So I feel the pressure when you do that.
Yeah.
But like they did a test. He's like an optometrist guy. He like did a test, and I was like, yeah, I can't feel what you're doing. Like, but yeah, so good times. That's my story. I was describing it to some people, and I was like, yeah, honestly, like now I feel like I know. Like when I was going to pass out, I felt the draining. I was like, that must be what Harry Potter felt when the Dementors were sucking the life out of him. Yeah. Wow. So yeah, it was an interesting experience. And I'm kind of shocked by how many people like come up to me like that I've never met in my life. And like I'm out in public and they're like, "So what happened?" I'm just like, "Oh,
really?
Yeah." Like at the airport when we're coming home, like, "What happened?" I'm just like, "I don't know you." Like, I don't know. And at the time, within the first 48 hours, I didn't want to talk about it because the urgent care people told me they put me in a brace and they're like, "Yeah, man, you can't move your thumb because of the severity of how deep it was and where it was. You might have." Injured your tendon, and if you move your thumb, you could rupture your tendon.
Oh, God. See, I feel like when you get news like that, and then also when obviously that hurt, like there's no question that.
Honestly, I don't remember it hurting that bad.
Yeah.
I just remember being shot, and I'm sure it probably did.
But
I was just like,
it was probably
nervous and like
uncomfortable to have firefighters there wrapping your hand. It was probably uncomfortable going to an ER. It was probably uncomfortable getting stitches. And then like I don't know, just when people like come up to you like after all that, like you said, you don't want to talk about it. Like, especially to random people.
Yeah, now it's fine. I don't mind. Obviously, we're talking about it on the podcast, and it's fine. But yeah, I don't remember. It was my first time ever getting stitches. It actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. The gluing hurt worse because
it was like hot.
Yeah, it was like this crazy burning sensation, and they gave me shots to numb for the stitches, and the shots aren't actually. So I thought that'd be bad. That wasn't that bad. In fact, they told me it's not gonna hurt that bad except for when we inject, because what we're injecting you with will burn. And so they didn't until like they had to give me 10 because I guess I have like a high tolerance to like that kind of stuff. It's because I still had feeling after like the first like 6 or so many shots, and so they had to keep giving me shots. But the 10th, I felt like this crazy burn go through my thumb. They asked me, they're like, "Yeah, so we're gonna glue your finger. Do you want shots or just do it?" And I was like, just do it. Like I was just over getting shots at that point. That burnt the worst, and it was because I didn't get the shots. But it wasn't horrible. I was just like, wow, that burns, but it wasn't that bad. But it's like essentially what they glue with. It's kind of like crazy glue. And in fact, like a week later, it started like kind of broke through and started bleeding a little bit. So we had crazy glue. So I crazy glued it.
Wow.
Yeah. Fun fact.
That's you're so
basically a surgeon.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's awesome.
And that's my story.
That's cool.
Yeah. Anyways.
Nice, man.
Yeah. So we did fly home a day early.
Nice.
But it's okay. The last day we were supposed to be there was like super like downpour rain, and so we didn't. It was fine. We were just probably cooped up in the room anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, enough about that. Let's hear about your stories. I'm sure they're much more fun and, and like chipper.
Well, just one more like really quick. We saw a lot of cool stuff and just in England and
really you posted some really cool photos.
Yeah. It was pretty fun, and we went like all over in England. And the thing about England is like it's just crazy driving there. Like I didn't. A lot of the cities that we went to, obviously we went to London and then some other places, but like going like 7 miles in London takes like an hour.
Because all the traffic?
Not even that. It's like because I don't think they built the city for cars. So like you're just like turning like every like 500 feet to like get to your destination. So it just takes forever. But I mean, it was really cool. Like everywhere that we went was awesome. But a really cool thing that we did was in Ireland. We went to like when you're in Ireland, you're just like driving on the highway, and actually they call it motorway there.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving on the motorway, and they have signs going off that like there's castles off the road, and so like if you it really is, and so you're like, let's like when you're driving to your next destination, the next place that you're gonna stay, let's like go to the castle. So we like went to a bunch of castles, but a really cool part is I'm Irish, and my grandma was 100% Irish. So we have family in Ireland that we've never met before.
Mm-hmm.
My dad came for 6 days with us in Ireland, and he like kind of set up a time and a day where we were going to meet with our family.
That's really cool.
Our family in Ireland, and it was really cool. And so we met with, it was my dad's, it was his cousin. It was not his, I think it was his second cousin.
So his cousin's child?
Yes.
Is that how it works? Okay.
Yep. And so we met with him, and then we were just talking to him and kind of like, I mean, we were just really wanting to ask about like our family and like all that kind of stuff. And but he was so nice, and he was just so cool, and he took us all around the city. So he took us to where my great grandpa and my great grandma met. They like live right next to each other, and so he took us, they call it the homestead, like where they grew up is their homestead, and he took us to the homestead. They were farmers, and so he took us there. He took us to meet like our distant aunts and everything, and we went to the first aunt's house. She was in her 80s, and she like comes into she's like super excited to see us, and then she like we go and she tells us to sit down. She goes in the kitchen and brings like a big bottle of whiskey.
That is so badass.
It was awesome, dude.
What the heck?
And it was like their whiskey. So there's like the big whiskey obviously is Jameson, but they also have a whiskey there called Paddy. So it's Paddy, Paddy whiskey. And she's like, I'm not gonna try to do an Irish accent, but she's like, we got to drink some Paddy whiskey.
There you go. That's good.
Yeah,
I thought that was good.
And so like she poured us some whiskey, and it was just so.
That's so cool.
It was cool. And then I played soccer all through high school and a little bit after, but I'm just gonna say he's my cousin, but my dad's cousin and my cousin, he showed it, like apparently he's like the vice president of like a club in Ireland. Yeah, and both of his boys, they're like close to our age. They play on the club and everything. So he like took us there, and like that was really cool to see.
That's really
but
awesome.
I don't know. It's just like it was cool to like see like where we came from. You know?
That's
and, like,
really cool.
Yeah, and like met all those people, and saw like where my great grandpa went to. Where he went to school, where my great grandma went to school, and everything. And I can't say this on camera, but I'm really
You're about to.
No, I'm not going to.
Oh, dang it!
But I'm so like, because there was like kind of a scandal that happened with my great grandpa and great grandma. So I'll tell you after. But it was like, it was crazy. To find out. So it was just really fun to like find all that stuff out and like see where a part of our family.
That's a really
part of our family came from, and like not everyone gets to do that.
No,
you know, and like so I was just really trying to like appreciate the moment of like being there, and like we went to like where they grew up, where I don't know, man, it was just awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me, one of the things I was really excited about when we were on the East Coast in New York was going to Ellis Island. Just because so many people, and like even you who are listening or watching right now, your ancestors came to America probably through Ellis Island.
Yeah.
I learned that there was like first class tickets and then second and third, and if you were not first, I believe, then you had to go through Ellis Island. And I think the upper class, first class, whatever you want to call it, those tickets just meant you were pre-checked. Like pre-checked for whatever diseases or anything like that, and everyone else had to filter through Ellis. It was really cool learning about that journey, because I have ancestors that came through there. I'm sure your ancestors came through there, and that was like, really cool.
You just don't even like think about it, but like in other countries, like because I realized it, but in America we're all like mixed with a bunch of different ethnicities and all of the different cultures and countries and everything. But like in Ireland, like those people are like 100% Irish. Yeah, you know, like it's just weird. It's so
purebreds.
Yeah, it's just
different. Really, that's really cool.
So yeah, that was like a highlight for sure. And then there's obviously a lot of other cool stuff that we did. Yeah. I will say, I missed our craft beer though.
Yeah.
I missed America's craft beer because everywhere, there were some places in England. I didn't really see any in Ireland. In Ireland, it's a lot of pubs, and like obviously like Guinness is huge in Ireland.
Yeah, it is.
And but so like in Ireland, they really just have like 5 beers on tap like everywhere and all the pubs, and it's like Guinness, and then they have another stout called Murphy's. And then they have Carlsberg, which is an England beer, and then like Coors Light randomly, and like Heineken.
Curse you, Coors Light.
And Heineken, and
take over the world.
They're all like super low percentage too. And I drank a lot of Guinness in Ireland and everything, but I was like, I said to Jessica, I was like, I miss our craft beer. So this is actually my first IPA being back,
and this is a very good one.
and it's like.
Yeah.
It's
shout out to Other Half because really cool brewery. I was really glad I was able to go. Brooklyn in general was really cool. I unfortunately didn't get too much time there, but our first stop once we got off the subway was Other Half, and then we did go around a little bit, travel around Brooklyn a little bit, but super cool. And right when we got there, it was packed when we got there, and people should have still been working and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's always pretty busy.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, this is a really good beer. Incredible brewing company. Definitely going to be making trades. If you live on the East Coast and you have easy access to Other Half, reach out to us because I'm interested in making trades.
Because we can get good stuff.
We have really good stuff.
Yeah, and so it'd be fun to get some more of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, we are drinking from Other Half Triple Citra Daydream, which is an Imperial Oat Cream IPA coming in at 10.5 ABV. Very, very good beer. Very impressed with this one.
Probably like one of my favorite triple IPAs.
Absolutely.
IPAs in general.
Absolutely. This is one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
I mean, for this year so far, 2019, this is one of the best beers I've had this year. This is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think that is going across the board for just all styles.
Yeah.
We've had some really good stouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying this is the best, but this is one of the best beers we've had.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the best IPAs for sure.
Yeah.
It is super good. We're going to keep on drinking this one. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to us go on about our vacations and stuff.
Yeah.
We're happy to be back. We did enjoy where we went. Definitely very different spectrums vacation wise. Ben went back to his roots. I just went to the island.
Yeah.
And the East Coast.
I want to go to the island next.
I love the island. But yeah, and so we're happy to be back. Happy to be drinking, a good craft beer that we can get here.
I gotta say, throughout this podcast, still, like, I was just noticing on your glass, like, it is still...
It's not going away.
...coating the glass. So this is, if you can get this beer, get this beer, because it is incredible.
Absolutely. When I first sent some back, I was anticipating making a trade with some. And I was kind of surprised. I reached out, I posted, I didn't, try too hard, to be honest with you, because I did secretly want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
But I did do a post on a very, very big beer group that I'm a part of. And I got a bunch of likes on the post, but no one reached out. And I was really surprised. It's like, you guys don't understand. I feel like there's some, miscommunication. There's some miscommunication here. And yet, I hadn't tried this one yet.
Yeah.
But just from being there, I knew how good it was about to be.
So good.
And the rating. And
really cool can art, too.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
And like I said, a bunch of likes, ton of likes, but no one responded saying they were interested. Even then, I would have kind of just been curious to hear what they had to trade. I wouldn't have been like, yeah, sure, I'll trade for anything. And I'm glad that I'm not trading. I'm going to hold on and drink the rest because it is that good. It is very good.
Nice.
So thank you for joining.
Thank you so much.
Once again, thank you. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. At Original Brew Collective. Twitter actually is at Original Brew at Brew Original.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Twitter at Brew Original. Everywhere else at Original Brew Collective. Follow us and subscribe on YouTube and then any major podcast. Subscribe.
Yeah, you can subscribe and give us 5 stars.
Yeah, don't rate.
Shamelessly ask.
Yeah, just give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then reach out if you have any beers that you think that we should review. If you want to make any trades, you want to just send us beer. Wow, that'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But really, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for I don't know. That's just awesome.
Thank you.
It's fun to do.
We like doing it.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep drinking our beer. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.